Yes, so today we will see international human resources management. So basically, international human resources management is the management issue and the problem arising from the internationalization of business and the human resources management strategies, policy, practice which firms pursue in the response of internationalization of business. Why is important? We will see international human resources management is essential for the global companies as below is culture adoption, global talent management, legal compliance, competitive advantages, and effective communication. And now we will see here different culture and how HR approaches are working there. So in the different culture, we'll see Western, Eastern, and the Middle East culture and their HR approaches and HR resources there. So we will see in the first Western culture, let's say USA and UK, leadership style is a democratic and participative, communication is direct and low context, performance appraisal is an individual performance, recruitment style basically they are skilled and the merit based, and the training approach is the focus on individual development. In the Eastern culture, let's say Japan and China, so they are following the hierarchical and then respect of the seniority, indirect and then high context is the communication, and performance appraisal they are prefer to be have group performance consider, and the recruitment style is a trust and relationship based training approach they have collectively training. And then if you will see on the other side Middle East and the UAE and Saudi, they have following the authoritative style, and the communication is a formal respect, performance appraisal they are formal review often linked to the hierarchy, and the recruitment style is a local performance preferences with the empathy on loyalty, and training approaches they have a mixture of technical and interpersonal training. So now we will see here international human resources management practices in the four different continents. So how it's working, their approach, overview, and the challenges. So here we will see first, and then we will see in the McDonald company how McDonald company Texas, how HR is behaving, their organization behavior, their culture factor, legalities, economic challenges, and what key challenges they are facing. So first we will see organization behavior, performance driven, and customer centric culture. Their cultural factor is a high migrant population and diverse multicultural workforces. HR practices emphasizes basically bilingual communication and culture sensitivity. Legality, they are compliance basically with the USA federal and Texas labor law. Economic challenges, labor shortage and high employee turnover. And the key challenges, managing multicultural teams, managing global versus local HR policies, compliance with the USA and Texas law. So now we will see what is the best practice and the strategy solution for international human resources. So basically, what is the best practice? They can do the cross-culture training as it's a multinational culture there, multinational there, people localized HR policies, familiarizing global HR practice to align with the Texas law value and the culture expectations, talent management, strategy planning for leadership development and succession tailored to the Texas market for the stability and employee engagement. And the local compliance ensuring HR practice adhere to the federal and Texas labor law. And diversity and CSR initiative promoting diversity and corporate responsibility, progress employee brand driven innovation, and boosts workplace inclusion. So now we will see HR human resources management practice in McDonald's Turkey. We will see their overview and challenges. Organization behavior. Turkey organization are generally hierarchical with the top-down decision making being common, and then respect and authority are they for them is a top priority. Culture factor, trust is considered critical foundation. Economic challenge, we will see inflation and currency instability, reduced purchasing power. Even Turkey is a very progressive country, however for the progress, women representation is in senior role is very low. And then they have a resistance to change because Turkish is very much cultural orientated, therefore sometimes there is a conflict between with the modern HR. Now we can see what best practice HR can use, and then what strategy, a solution they can use it. So organization behavior, teamwork focused, implement leadership development program, and then they have culture factor, train a foreigner, international HR staff, intercultural competency, and then they should have what they can overcome on the economic challenges, swing towards performance linked incentive and non-monetary rewards, and then they have the resistance to be changed, implement change management framework, and then they can be gender inequality, organized women leadership development, and then for the legality compliance they should be strictly adhere to the labor law over there. Now we can see the third continent, which is the International Human Resources Practice at McDonald, Australia. We will see the overview and challenges. Organization behavior is a strongly focused on the teamwork. Culture factor is Australia has a multinational workforce, multicultural workforce, and they have the inclusion and diversity are key. They have high value placed on the work-life balance. Legal factor, they are compliance with the legal law, and economic factor, Australia has one of the highest minimum wages globally, which directly influence McDonald labor costs, especially given its large youth workforce. Contrary, the country benefits from a stable and a well regulatory economic. Now we can see how a international human resources management, what strategy they can use it. They should have the inclusive recruitment and selection. They can be do performance driven culture, training and development, flat communication, use digital tools, and then they can strictly compliance with the labor law, and then they have resistance to be change. Employee and manager might resistant to change due to confront with the existing routine, fear to workload, and lack of the understanding. Cultural difference is diverse. Workforce can cause miscommunication or reduce, which they can be which they can be changed, and then they can overcome the challenges and the situation. Now here we can see the global leadership and then human resources management practices and the cross-culture comparison between them, different countries and their leadership style. Here we can see in USA, Texas, they are leadership, they are participative, and then they have the power index high rate, and then they are merit based, continuously learn, they are focusing to the continuous learning leadership, and then performance based management, they have performance based management, compensation and benefit, market based variable pay, and they have the generous benefit, employee relationship, OISA open door policies, and then they have challenges and HR innovation is a remote hybrid, and then they have diversity and inclusion practice. If you see in the Egypt, they are autocrative, they have the high power index, high power distance index, and they have the recruitment based hiring. They are focus on the high job monitoring, value based training, and performance management is a top to down appraisal, the indirect feedback, and their compensation and benefit is they have seniority status based on their packages, and employee relationship is centralized structure, and overcoming the challenges, resistance, innovation blind. In Turkey, they have the authoritative and participative, and they have the high power distance index. They have recruitment and selection through network, and then the other channel they are doing the recruiting, and then training and development is a group training. Performance management, manager focus on the appraisal, moderate feedback from formality, and then the compensation and benefit, they have the seniority pay for the status, emerging performance incentive, and the relationship with the employee is they have the hierarchical shift towards employee voice. Now we'll see the conclusion and the key finding. Basically, it has the five factor. Contextualization is a crucial, and then effective human resources management obligation adopt HR practice to the local context. Often consistent global strategy fail when they don't. contemplate with local culture, law, and economic condition. So the second is the culture influences we can see in the Texas they are high individualism. Egypt they have value hierarchy. Turkey they are display a mixed Eastern and the Western value. Australia they have endorsed diversity and the work life balance. Economical factors we will see they have Texas they have strong economic with the focus of innovation and productivity. Egypt they have the economic instability, and Turkey they have inflation and the labor market volatility require flexible. Australia they have constant economic allow for strategy, HR development, and investment in the well-being. And then here, number fourth, we will see legal and regulatory environment. Basically, in Texas, they have employment at will, rare worker protection compared to other countries. Egypt, they have more government control over the labor. Turkey, they have strong labor union and involving labor law. Australia, they have well regulated with the with stress on fair work standard and anti-discrimination law. Number fifth, we have a future trend in global international human resources management. They have the digital transformation, remote and hybrid work models, diversity, equality, and inclusion, sustainable HR practices, and the number fifth is agile HR model. Organization will need to remain flexible and adaptive in response to geopolitical. Okay, so here next, and here is a last slide. We have all the references here related to international human resources management. So thank you very much. I hope you understand all international what is international human resources management, key factor, and then how globally it is working in the HR work in the different different continents.